Well, hello, good evening, everybody. How the devil are you? Hopefully, you are all well and happy and healthy and groovy and grooving in your seats, or grooving if you're stood up, grooving if you're in the bath, if you're in bed, wherever you are, grooving. Groove is my word du jour, by the way. It's Jamie here, and welcome to this, our Monday Night Live, where we spend an hour or so together talking all things cruise and travel related, with a little bit of cheekiness thrown in for good measure as well. Otherwise, it wouldn't be me, and it definitely wouldn't be you lot, because you lot are the worst. You filthy little lot, you really are. I'm back, and I have genuinely missed you all. I don't know why. I feel now on Mondays, if I'm away traveling or on a cruise or whatever, I'm always like, oh, but what about my group? What about my community? What about my community service? I missed you all. So welcome back. Lovely to see how you've all missed me as well, not? I'm sure you have deep, very deep down, haven't you? And how have you all been over the last 2 weeks? Of course, absence does make the heart grow a lot fonder, does it not? Oh, thank you, Anna. Thank you, Nicola. 2 people who've missed me. That's lovely. Thank you so much. Listen, we have got a packed show tonight, and I am calling it a show because that's what you lot call it. I mean, I just called it a live, but apparently it's a show. I'm a showman. So I hope I'm going to perform well for you tonight. As I said, an awful lot to cover tonight. Please don't start asking your questions just yet, my loves, or any of those shout outs that you like doing. Hold fire, okay? When I give you the go ahead, you're going to type question with a capital Q and a capital U and the rest of the word, so I know that you have got a question. I'm banning what's your favorite. You know I'm strict with you, don't you? I'm banning, Jamie, what's your favorite blah blah blah. So you'll have to be quite clever about how you phrase that kind of question. Banned, prohibited. Okay, because as I keep saying, I don't have a favorite something. So let's see how you get on with those questions. So I'll give you the go ahead when it's ready for those, okay? But we've got a few things to cover first. So as a part of tonight's show, I'm going to be talking all about the hashtag ad hashtag press trip on Cunard's brand new Queen Anne. Yes, I was on board the night for the press trip, one of the first to set foot on board the ship and indeed sleep in that bed. Well, I hope so. Goodness knows who else was in there. I'm sure it was just me at the time. It was definitely just me at the time. Also, I'm going to talk a little bit about P&O Arcadia. Matthew and I went on a 3-night cheeky little jaunt to Belgium and back. And then, of course, a couple of days later, I was on MSC Virtuosa with the most amazing upgrade I've ever had in my old little life. We'll come to that a little bit later with some of the details of what actually went down, what happened, because of course there's all sorts of conspiracy theories on Tinternet and on the web. Thank you. Other people say, glad to have you back. Thank you. That I appreciate. It's nice to be back. It really is. We have also had an official and very detailed response from the Civil Aviation Authority with regards to the Maleth Aero fiasco. Maleth and P&O unfortunately continue to ignore us about our claim from 4.5 months ago, which should have been resolved within 2 months according to their terms and conditions. Isn't it funny how terms and conditions are always thrown at us, the customer, the consumer, but when it's the other way around, they seem to forget about their T&Cs, don't they? I'm going to save that one, however, to next week, if you don't mind, because it needs a slot in its own right. There's a lot to talk through. It's a very detailed response from the CAA. So yes, that's an exciting one to look forward to. But let's start with our usual check-ins. How are you, my darlings? Let's gauge where we're all at, please. So you're going to drop a number in the chat, 0 being you need immediate attention. And don't you worry, because we are a fabulous community here. People will rush to your aid and check that you're okay. All the way up to a 10 being you're happy, and clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel that happiness is the truth. I would say I'm about a 7 today. Or in they come. There's always a real range. Oh, we're not doing bad so far. Or someone checking on Vicky, please. She's a 3. We need to know what's wrong with Vicky. I hope you're all right, Vicky. I know you haven't been well. Hope you're getting better. Oh, and also you're just back from the cruise, so maybe you got the cruise blues. Maybe she has. Checking on people, please. Well, I think we're quite perky actually. Sweet natured are in the house. Might I just add? Sweet natured, God bless them, and all the sweets they vessel in, had me on their podcast. Not had me as in invited me. I was a co-host on their podcast just a couple days ago, and I had such fun with them. And they asked some really tricky questions. Actually, I'm like, oh, you go first. So maybe they could post below when that's going out, or a link or anything. That would be fantastic. And I'll be sure to post that for you all later as well. So yeah, 7 for me. Very, very busy as always. Back to school tomorrow, although 32 school work days left until I become a full-time vlogger. But you know, not too bad considering. And before we go any further, please do give this video a cheeky little like, thumbs up. I would really appreciate that as always. You know, the goal is always 300. Some of you think, oh, he's going to get money for it. He's going to get this for it. He's going to get that for it. No, nothing like that, my darlings. It's just, you know, I have OCD, so I like a nice whole round number. 300 is a fabulous one. And then a week later, with people watching on catch up, we normally get to about 600 or so. It just makes me feel warm and centered. You know this about me, okay? Also, we can, of course, follow one another on baaaaack, Jamie W. Robbins. I've got billions of photos there from the last 3 cruise visits. I can't post so many on other platforms. So if you really want a good old nose, then it's baaaaack you need. And I always say, if your account looks very, very locked, closed down, you might want to DM me just to say, hi, it's me. It's all legit, too legit to quit. And I will let you on in. Obviously, it works both ways. I get to see all of your cheekiness as well. And don't think I'm not watching, because I am, my loves. I absolutely am. I am also on patreon.com/travelblog Jamie. There are 5 tiers that you can choose from. You get access to my Patreon feed. You get a patron-only live each month, working our way up through the ranks to a behind-the-scenes vlog every month, postcards, one-to-ones, meetups in Southampton. It all goes on over on Patreon. What happens on Patreon, hopefully stays on Patreon. You can also get a personalized video message from me on cameo.com/travelblog Jamie. As you know, I was in the top 24% of the whole world on that last month. Let's see how we do this month as well. And things are going really well on YouTube. So thank you so much for being here with me tonight. Thank you for tolerating my world, my blend, my craziness. Thank you for supporting me when I'm not just on cruises and I do land-based. I appreciate it very, very much. So thank you as always. I love you. I love you. I love you. You. But I don't love you. Who got that one? I'm sorry. And if anyone's like tuned in for the first time, you must be thinking, what the hell is this? Don't worry, because it gets worse. We're going to move on now to I Know Him So Well. This is the time of the evening where I ask you a very challenging question or two. You post your answers in the chat, and the first person with the correct answers, what do you win, please? I'm waiting for the answer now. What do you win if you're the first person with the correct answer? Hello, hello, hello. I'm waiting. No one knows the answer? A lifetime of prestige. Bon voyage. You were the first. Excellent. That's not the actual question, by the way. That's just a check that we all know that you win a lifetime of prestige. You don't get money or anything. Okay, so 2 questions for you. What's my next land-based trip? I repeat, what's my next land-based trip? And also, part deux, what is my next cruise? Okay, so what is my next land-based trip and what is my next cruise? And you know what's coming up now, don't you? On someone's telly somewhere. And this is the time of the evening where, and this all came about for those of you who knew, because every now and then people would like take terrible screenshots of me and post them on the internet. I was smeared all over the web. So I thought, rather than just catch me doing the most ridiculous things, I will plan to do a ridiculous thing every week with a different prop, something happening. I give you a countdown. I pause, you take your pictures, you post them wherever you want, tag me, tag the king. I don't really mind. Let me just get ready for this one. This is actually quite a straightforward one tonight. This isn't it, by the way. Oh, the glass is really doing new cleaning. This isn't it. Okay, can you see my little, what do you call them? What do you call those little lights that try and make you look less old, that don't really work? Right, are you ready? Someone mentioned this just now. I'm going to give you a countdown. Oh, I'll put that there, I think. Let's put that there. There you go. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, snap! Ooh, that's it, time up. I might leave these on, actually. Quite nice, these ones, quite nice. What are they? Fat face? I don't know. So good news. Fast approaching 27,000 bloody subscribers on YouTube. Can you Adam and Eve it? I can't believe it. I just cannot believe it. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. So again, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it very, very much, folks. Okay, we are going to move on now to a little bit of cruise news and catch up on my cruises. So let's start with the boring stuff. I have been inundated, flooded by people asking me about the new P&O drinks policy, the alcohol policy, not the drinks packages. I know they're going up, etc. The policy of no longer being able to take a litre bottle of spirits per adult sharing a cabin. Oh my goodness me. Some of you have really tested my patience. I do love you. You know that, don't you? But my patience, my loves, it's worn thin. It really has. You're very good, by the way. I know him so well. I've been peeping at your answers. You are very good. So it's true. I had literally hundreds of messages and questions about it, and I was gobsmacked. I'm not the spokesperson for P&O Cruises, okay? I'm not their PR department, although they could do with some work on communications, couldn't they? So I had so many before Matthew and I dashed off to Southampton for the night. I put a vlog together for you and I posted it, what was it, 5 days ago? And it obviously is very important to lots of people out there who enjoy cruising with P&O, because it's currently just shy of 34,000 views. And like, I didn't know it was so important to you. Is it important to you, or some of you are like, whatever, it doesn't happen on other cruise lines, so we get it? I mean, my personal opinion is it doesn't happen on other cruise lines, so I get it. Why would, P&O are looking at all of these other cruise lines thinking, gosh, they're making more money than us for drinks, etc., because they don't allow people to bring anything on board. So P&O will still allow you to bring a litre of good quality wine or bubbles on board, okay, per adult sharing a cabin. So that was that news. I'm going to stop with that one. But if you do have any, hello, Danny in Orlando, by the way. If you do have any opinions about that, please do pop them below. We always appreciate your thoughts on those matters. Right, let's start with the Queen Anne #press trip. So as you are aware, I mean, the maiden cruise has already happened And there were all sorts of comments online about the good, the bad, and the ugly, as people call it. I can only go on my experience, and of course, it was a press night, so I'm not daft. I understand that there were far fewer people on board than there were going to be for the maiden cruise. And they were trying to look after us. They did look after us very well. So my impressions of Cunard, I love Cunard. When I did my top 6 cruise lines vlog, Cunard featured having sailed on Queen Mary 2 and also Queen Victoria. I love it. I love the elegance, the charm, the quaintness, the service. I'm not a fan of formalities. It just feels right on Cunard in terms of the surroundings and the ambiance. So I don't mind donning my shirt and me dicky bow, etc. every now and then. It's okay. I get it. So I knew that Queen Anne, and you knew, it was going to be so different in so many ways. Bigger, absolutely, about 3,000 passengers in total, which is about 300 more than the, I don't know whether is it Queen Vic who's got the next highest number? About 300 more or so. But also it was always going to divide, in my opinion, as I said in my vlog, Cunard loyalists, traditionalists, fans, etc. Because whilst it has a familiarity about it, and the Cunard brand, it also feels very different. It felt so big as a ship. It's not the biggest ship by any means, but it felt very, very monumental to me. I loved the color schemes and the decor. I loved all of that. I absolutely did. And the Queen's room, that's really going to divide opinion, because it felt like, it felt like it was appealing to a much younger audience, younger than myself as well, by the way. I put myself in that category. It felt almost like a discorama ravey kind of room, multi-purpose room. So I know that hasn't gone down well with some people. Whoops. Also, the indoor pool is one of my favorites on any cruise ship. My goodness, with its retractable roof, but the tiling, I know some people said, oh, it's giving me a headache looking at that tiling. Seriously, tiles giving you a headache? Give your head a wobble, will you? I think it was beautiful. It had a real beach vibe, a retro vibe to it. Loved it. I love the fact that there are more specialty restaurants on board Queen Anne as well. I happened to go to Aranya. You know I love my Indian cuisine. You know it. So I had to go there on the press night rather than going to the main dining room, which is where nearly everybody else went. I didn't let them all do that. I'm going to go for a bit of Aranya. And my goodness, it was splendid. Honestly, absolutely delicious. The service was great, etc., etc. The cabins have also caused a bit of a stir. Some people saying they're a bit too dark. I love the blues. I don't know what kind of blue they're called, denim blue, whatever, tugboat blue. You know I love tugboat blue. I don't know what kind of color that is really. I love them. Nautical feel, quite classy. The bathrooms, very nice indeed, very up to date, modern, lovely, sort of light tiles, very big shower. No shower curtains or anything like that. Some people of mine said the bathrooms are tiny. I mean, that's not how I felt about it. The thing I suppose that there's less of in the cabins, storage space. There's still more than enough for me and Matthew when we travel. But some people have said, oh, I won't be able to do a world cruise anymore because they've taken a wardrobe out or something. Okay, there are ways around that, of course, but you know, so be it. Quite extreme. I loved her. Now, I have never been on a maiden cruise or voyage, and that's with good reason. In fact, I haven't booked cruises generally that sort of leave within the first month or two of a maiden either. I just feel, I know there are going to be teething problems. It's a given, and I want to experience the ship and the crew at the very best, or at least it should be. So I tend to leave a little bit of time. That I'm not worried about getting on the maiden cruises and getting thousands and thousands of vlogs out. I'm really not. Someone did say, oh, you were desperate to get a vlog out on Cunard. It's like, I always release a vlog on Wednesday. I think you'll find it's the other cruise vloggers who don't release vlogs on Wednesday who were doing that. I always release a vlog on Wednesday, and it was always going to be the cabin tour on Cunard. I'm so sorry, I'm on water tonight. You know, I've been drinking a lot, don't you? I'm detoxing. So look, I think Cunard is a necessary move for Cunard, because they have to stay afloat. No pun intended. Oh God, what a terrible pun. They really do. And they do have to start appealing to a newer audience as well. I think that's very important for them. And they've seen other cruise lines do that and be successful. So I don't blame them for doing it. I really don't. And also you've got that variety. You know, if you love Cunard and you're not keen on Cunard, that's fine, because you've still got 3 ships to sample, haven't you? Me, I love all of them. I bloody love them all. And I can't wait to go on. Oh, I'll give an answer away in a minute. Zip. I'll also say the 2-week cruise I've booked as a solo passenger on Cunard in November, 2-week med cruise, is absolutely fabulous value. It really is. I was so surprised by that. Better value than a number of other cruise lines I've been looking at. So I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Anne. Okay. I think some of the comments coming through the maiden voyage I'm absolutely certain are fair. And I'm not surprised by some of the comments. It's the maiden voyage. The crew never had a shakedown cruise prior to the press trip that was cancelled. So it would have been the first time they experienced that volume of guests. I'm sure Cunard and all the staff, all the crew will be wanting to sort those issues out. But that's why I don't tend to go on a maiden. And if I did go on a maiden, I would expect some of those issues. Just saying. Right. P&O Arcadia. Well, that was a mixed bag. My full-length docu-vlog will be out this week. Just one parter, actually, documenting the whole experience. We had beautiful weather on embarkation day. Fabulous time around the pool. Cheeky cocktail or two. I obviously stripped off. In I went. You know I love a bit of that, don't you? Hot tubs, etc. Keep those thumbs up coming. Don't worry, I'll be over to you soon with all your questions. I've got 7 minutes left until we're halfway through, so I'm doing all right. I'm on schedule, I promise you. I do time myself. So everything started really well. The embarkation was very, very, very efficient, actually. Very pleased with that. Had a spot of lunch from the Belvedere buffet and the grill, not too busy or anything. So all going very well until we went inside and decided to use a couple of the bars. And without a shadow of doubt, even though there weren't lines, we were waiting an age. And you know I don't like waiting. It was half an hour and we still didn't get served. And I don't quite understand what was going on, because it was not even that busy inside. You know, and we were waving. I was going over saying, oh, we get served that, you know, politely, of course. Yes. It just didn't happen. We actually left one of the bars because we didn't get served. And that evening in the Crow's Nest, I love the Crow's Nest on Arcadia. I really do. It's a beautiful sunset. I could see MSC Virtuosa in the background sailing out. It was just picture perfect. But again, I had real issues getting served, and it's so frustrating that there's no system. You know, what happened was lots of people ended up going to the bar, and then they started serving all of those, and some of them only just arrived, and we were told to take a seat. So we did take a seat, and we were told someone would come and serve you, but they never did. They served everyone who went up to the bar in a line. So that's what I did eventually. And then go figure, they said, can you take a seat, sir? I'm like, but what about all these people? I find it incredibly frustrating that that's happening on some of the P&O ships. I really do. There's no system there. And the same thing in their coffee shop, Café Vivo. I mean, that was even worse. And to top that off, when I finally did get to order, they forgot my drink completely. So I started the process again. I edited that bit today on my vlog and I didn't look very impressed. So that kind of thing was really, really annoying. Absolutely. Cabin, nice and spacious cabin. You might have seen that vlog. It was spacious. It absolutely needs a refit, those cabins. We had we had masking tape around our mirrors in the bathroom. I didn't realize that at first. I thought, oh, they've got a nice little grey finish on them. So they did a good job of disguising all the mank underneath. It was Matthew who noticed one of the corners and said, that's tape. They just tape around it. You know, people pay good money to go on cruises and really shouldn't be having masking tape in bathrooms. I mean, that's just a bit cringe in my personal view. Bruges, we had a nice time, but getting off, we went independently because I wanted to film it for people. I'm always getting asked, how do you get to Bruges independently to save money? And I'm such a lazy git. I always get the P&O shuttles, which on this occasion were £49 per person for the transfer. And I said to Matthew, let's just do it independently. So the first shuttle to Blankenberg, which is where you can pick up a train, it's only an 11-minute train journey from Blankenberg to Bruges. How awesome. And it's the double-decker trains. I love them. Of course I love them. So we got off because the shuttles were, we were told the shuttles would run as soon as guests were allowed to disembark. So we got off and a man saying, there's no shuttles, there's no shuttles. We're like, oh, it says that there are shuttles as soon as we can disembark. No shuttles, at least 9 o'clock, he said. So we would ask to go back on the ship, which we did. And I was peeved about that. I'm like, well, you're now taking an hour out of our day. So it didn't seem right to me. And there were lots of people leaving. But you know what I found out from other people who saw us, Matthew and I, going back up the gangplank back onto the ship? They said, were you sent back on the ship? I'm like, yeah, because no shuttles, apparently. They said, was it a man who told you that? Yes, I said. Because there was another crew member, a lady, who said to us, no, that's not right. Don't listen to him. The shuttle's over there. So I was pretty cross about that. I mean, what a shambles, an absolute shambles. So we actually had less time. But Bruges itself, the journey was pretty easy when we finally got on the move. Took Matthew on a canal boat ride, took Matthew to Au Merveilleux for the best tea, coffee, brioche. He loved that one, he did. Very pleased. And then we happened to walk by the Torture Museum. And I'm like, oh my God, there's a torture museum. I didn't even know that. So, of course, being the old romantic I am, I took Matthew into the torture museum. Keep the thumbs up coming. Don't worry, all of that's in the vlog. It was gruesome. It actually, I mean, I love horror films and all, but when it's real life stuff, it really does affect me. It was gruesome, and it made me feel a bit queasy at one point when I was reading all the descriptions and looking all of the torture devices. So that's a great part of the vlog, something to look forward to. That'll be out on Wednesday. Enjoy that. So Arcadia, mixed bag. Yeah. And it was to do with, in my opinion, a lack of crew in places and a lack of systems, which is very perplexing. And finally, MSC Virtuosa. Well, that's a cruise line that seems like Marmite online, yet they are flourishing. Have you seen how many ships are in their fleet? And the ones on order, how massive they are. It doesn't matter what anybody says about any of these cruise lines. One like MSC is doing very good business, and it was very, very busy. So I started off the 2-night cruise in an inside cabin, and I don't like the dark green in those cabins, but the cabin, wow, spacious, lots of floor space. I was actually genuinely pleased and surprised, and it was very comfortable. And I thought the bathroom was going to be tiny from the outside, just see like a little space, a little door, and I'm thinking, is that it? But no, it kind of juts out into the corridor a bit as well. So that was a great size, lovely shower, no clingy curtains for those of you who get offended by those. Yes, oh, Lowdown Travel. Give Lowdown Travel a follow as well. I met Lowdown Travel. on MSC, and we had a little chinwag, didn't we, and chewed the cruise fat over a little drink. Thank you so much, by the way, for the vodka you bought me. That was really kind of you. We'll have to do it again sometime. So cabin, no problem. I was very happy in the inside cabin. I can't believe I'm saying that aloud. I got all the filming done of it. It was so busy on embarkation day, out and about, because the weather was just beautiful. The lines for the bars outside were just something else. And I've noticed on MSC Virtuosa in particular, they've got the pop-up bars now outside to try and alleviate some of the pressure points. But it was busy. It was lively, and people were there on the whole to have a great time, and that I loved. You know, I think, yes, go and have a good time. I had an amazing morning at the water park and on the ropes. You know, I love that. I've got me, I took my camera on in my little plastic case, waterproof case. I loved it. My God, I was on those slides. There was very little line, a few lines for it actually. Round and round I went, under all of the buckets and stuff, just like a total and utter adult child. And I don't apologize for that. I bloody loved it. I had such fun. And actually, there were always loungers available throughout that cruise. People often say you can't get lounger. I'd suggest it will be very difficult to get a lounger around the pools if you leave it too late, definitely. But I found loungers all the time, and you know, we're talking bright, warm sunshine and 6,000 guests on board. I did ask and check, so that wasn't a problem. Indoor bars, they need another bar. They need more seating. There's no doubt about that. It can be quite a challenge in the evenings, and it's a party ship. Okay, it really is. If you don't like that, if you don't like loud and brash, it might not be for you, or you go to Yacht Club. Speaking of which, on day 2, I received a message asking if I would accept an upgrade because one had become available. And they didn't tell me what it was. And, you know, I like living life on the edge. So I said, of course, I'd accept that. So they wouldn't tell me. They just said, okay, would you like someone to come and pack up your cabin for you? I'm like, oh, no, I don't want anyone touching my smalls. Thank you very much. As clean and handsome as they are. No, 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 no. I noticed I didn't get any thumbs up when I was talking about that bit. So I did all the packing quickly. It's a 2-nighter, easy. And then someone came to meet me and they took my luggage. And I just got a sense they were taking me to the Yacht Club, which is where they took me. And I thought, oh, Yacht Club for the remainder of day 2. Nice, thank you for that. What I didn't realize is the upgrade was to the Royal Suite. There's only 2 on the ship. I mean, I couldn't speak when they said, here's your cabin, Mr. Robbins. No, that's not true. Mr. Jamie, they called me, not Mr. Jamie. I'm so sorry. I literally went, and I was like that whilst they showed me around and told me all the benefits of staying there. I said, I'm so sorry. I'm overwhelmed right now. Are you sure you've got the right person? And are you sure this is the right cabin for me? So the Yacht Club director was laughing at me. He said, yes, it's definitely you, Mr. Jamie. Thank you very much. So I actually had a really, really busy afternoon because I wanted to film that suite. Of course I did. And the Yacht Club experience. So my vlog is all over the place. It really is. That hopefully will be out at the end of next week for you. So what a complete whirlwind of a week or so I've had. Complete whirlwind and fabulous, just fabulous. I look forward to putting together multiple vlogs for you in the next couple of weeks before we head off on our travels again. And also we stayed at the Harbour Hotel and Spa in Southampton for the night, and I've done a vlog on that. What a fantastic night we had there. I mean, Matthew and I said that our day and night there was better than our whole experience on P&O Arcadia. It was just sublime. It really was. So there you go. That's all the cruise news from me. I've gone 4 minutes over. Sorry, you know I get passionate about these things. Sorry for throwing in the smalls there, but it was very important you knew no one was going to be picking up my smalls and packing them for me. Right, let's go back to I know him so well before we take all your questions. My next land-based trip, as many of you have said correctly, we're going to Salau in northeastern Spain. Matthew and I, I've got a week there, and in the middle of the trip, we're actually going to stay at one of the Portaventura hotels and hit the theme parks and the water park as well. So we're looking forward to doing something totally different. Next cruise, or should I say voyage, is Queen Mary 2 from Southampton. It's a transatlantic to New York, and then I've got a couple of days in New York before flying home. Very, very excited. That's a solo trip. It doesn't actually make sense for Matthew to take a week's leave to be on a ship where it's just sailing for the whole time. I think if he had more leave, it would be better for him. But as it stands, it doesn't really make sense to do that. So I'm very excited about a little holiday with Matthew, a bit of theme parkage, and then a voyage to New York. And some of my patrons who I saw in the house earlier are going to be on that cruise, and I can't wait to meet them because they are such cool people. Okay, that's it from me. It's now time. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching as well, because we were around 400 people at the concurrent viewers, which is fabulous. Keep those thumbs up coming, please, so we can get to the 300 in the next half. I'd appreciate that. So it's now, I'm really sorry if you've asked any questions so far, I won't have seen them, and you might want to do a bit of a copy and paste job, but please type question in capital letters so I know that's exactly what you're doing. And forgive me if the scrolling goes a little bit haywire, as it does at times, but your questions are important and numerous, as you know. Normally there's about 600, so I'm ready for you. Right, the first one that's come through is from Helen. Shout out, happy birthday to Abby for tomorrow. She's counting down to Iona in 13 weeks time to Norway. So let's all wish, please, young Abby a happy birthday and have a fabulous cruise. Cheers with water, my darling. Sandra, question. Hi, Jamie. Love your Monday lives. Thank you. I love doing them. River cruises, what's your favorite? I've only ever done TUI river cruise, actually. Did the Danube, and we're doing another TUI river cruise over Christmas this year on the Rhine. So I can't compare it. I can say we love river cruising. I think it was one of our favorite things, actually, and we're really excited to be going back. We love the intimacy of it. We love the number of ports you get to visit, places we ordinarily would never get to see. Just love it. It's just such a nice pace as well. So I'm a massive fan. Have a look on Travel Blog Jamie on YouTube. Just search TUI river cruise, and lo and behold, you have a whole vlog on the whole experience on the Danube, which was fabulous. See the Sea with Sea. Can't wait for Virtuosa vlog going on 2-night cruise on the 1st of June. Just bear in mind, it is going to be very busy, okay? You need to get that through your heads and be ready for busyness and go with the flow and just enjoy. Who have we got here? Beth or Beeth Hale. My 11-year-old told me today he thinks we should do a Queen Mary transatlantic. Boy has expensive, yes, but great taste. You must take him. I love the fact that the young people want to do that. I mean, who would have thought? Yes, take him. Jane, not being an adrenaline junkie, do you think we would find enough to do in Portaventura? Can I please get back to you on that after I've been? Because I haven't been for a number of years. So I will bear it in mind, Jane, and make sure I mention it on the vlog. Helen, shout out. Could you do a shout out to our son, Jamie, fabulous name, who has started his GCSEs? Wish him luck. We are so proud of him. Oh, good luck with your GCSEs and everyone taking their GCSEs, Jamie. Shani, happy birthday, Abby. Thank you. Have a French question. Is it worth waiting to book on board with P&O for the next one? You mean booking on board for the next cruise? I think some people get low deposits and a discount and sometimes onboard credit. So I think booking on board definitely has its benefits. I haven't done it, but I know some of my friends who swear by it. How many cruises have you done, says Lisa? I don't know, about 70. I haven't counted, if I'm honest with you. Sarah, is it Sarah or Sarah? Do you prefer the smaller or larger ships? It depends. Like the Fred Olsen small ships I love, but the smaller P&O ships are struggling at the moment. I love all of them, and it always depends on the itinerary, it depends on the weather, the crew, everything. So I like all of it, but I prefer the Fred Olsen smaller ships. Lee, which New York hotels do you recommend? I've never stayed in a hotel in New York, okay, but I'm staying in the Hilton Midtown, so I can at least, I will vlog that and tell you what it's like. Tina, oh, a statement. Ooh, we haven't had one of those before. Love this. If we only had a mask and tape in the bathroom, we would have been grateful. Yes, you had a smelly bathroom, didn't you, on P&O Arcadia, and they weren't able to change your cabin, which is very unfortunate. I would have been quite upset, I think. More happy birthdays to Abby. That's lovely, because you are all so kind. And we only need 77 more thumbs up to get to the 300 mark. Don't know why I said it like that. That was a bit creepy. Paul, booked my room for patron meet. Yes, we have a patron meet in November in Southampton. Pleased to hear you're coming again, Paul. It'll be lovely to see you again. I've booked my hotel room as well. More happy birthdays. Oh, and now Jamie as well. I think Jamie is the GCSE one. Abby is the birthday. Helen in Hook. Oh, of course, I drive through Hook every day to school. We had a similar experience on KDA. Good to see you, though. Okay, so it wasn't just us. Commodore Steve has retracted a message. We don't do that. We're amongst friends. Karen, shout out to my husband, Nick, who is currently keeping me calm about my first cruise on Iona this weekend. Oh, I'm presuming you're going to the fjords. It's going to be awesome. Have the best time. Let us know how you get on. Carol, if you could only pick one hotel to stay in Southampton, which would it be? It would be the Harbour Hotel and Spa. I've got loads of vlogs on it. We've got more retracted messages. Chloe has a statement. Can't believe you're leaving school. Oh, Chloe Dix. I used to teach Chloe. Chloe's awesome, by the way. Hi, Chloe. Yes, I'm leaving. There you go. Gary, do you ever wake up and forget where you are? Yes. Especially in the middle of the night when I'm like, where's the toilet? Yes, that happens. I'll be honest with you. Tim Browning, we're doing Virtuosa in July, August. Do you think we'll be able to use the water slides without having big queues? Yeah, I think so. If you go on go to the water park on a port day in the morning before you get off, it will be so quiet. It really will. On Queen Mary 2, says Commodore Steve, you will need the 7 days so you get to see the art in the corridors. Okay, the added art since I was last on board. I only needed about 10 minutes. Chris, question. Good evening, Mr. Jamie. Do you know when P&O will bring out a new cruise ship? No, I haven't heard anything about a new cruise ship at all. I think if they're going to bring out a new cruise ship, they'll be getting rid of an older one, probably. But I haven't heard about that, to be honest with you. Sorry. Will be on board a ship for Spanish Total Eclipse, or will I be on board for the Total Eclipse 2026? Way too far ahead for me to think about at the moment. I've got to be honest with you, so I'm not sure. Michael, shout out to Amelia Lockyer, Ace 11 doing her sats this week. Don't forget this sats as well. Absolutely. Jolly Jules, hi Jamie. Hilton Midtown is in a great location. Good pizza too. Yes, I'm winning. Thank you for that. Vicky booked hotel for patron meet in November. Yay, it's for patrons only, by the way. Don't go telling people the date and the venue. Susan, hi Jamie, which ship do you prefer? Arvia or Iona? I think I like some of the extra features on Arvia. You know, I love the swim up bar. I could spend my whole life in there. I love Green & Co.'s plant-based restaurant. They've got 6th Street Diner. You know, it's just a little bit more. Oh, the rope course. I love the rope course. A little bit more to do. But on Iona, there's still so much to do. Iona is still a beauty. Love her, love her, love her. They've also got the retractable roof on Arvia as well. So for me, just a few extras, sorry, that Iona doesn't have. And the swim up bar. Susan, I gotta breathe. Gosh, I'm trying to go so fast to keep up with you all. Susan, hi Jamie, which ship? Oh, well, I've just done that one, haven't I? And It's a Cruise Life. Have you been to Vancouver? Oh, no, I haven't, but it's definitely on the list. Matt and I were talking about that literally just over the last week. I absolutely want to go and spend some time in Vancouver. Oh, Commodore said he's retracted his message due to smelling mistakes. No problem. We're amongst friends, though. Let us see all of your mistakes, okay? Simon and Robert HM. Did you get to see all the cabin types on Cunard? No, I was so busy. If I had done that, I wouldn't have done anything else or actually enjoyed myself. So I filmed my cabin. I did a whole ship tour, which I'm going to try and get out for you within the next week or so. I mean, that took 2 hours already. And then I wanted to go and enjoy myself, and I met up with some lovely people. I met people I've never met before for the first time, some fabulous journalists, actually. They were so kind. Imagine a journalist who writes for papers and magazines knowing anything about me. It was like, oh my God. It was so nice. And I met up with Alice Spake, who is fabulous influencer, and visit with us, Helen and Rich. We had a little giggle. Oh, Alice's mum as well. Cruise Addicted, Kathy. Lovely. Oh, and I saw the Vitamin C boys as well from Instagram. But also lots of people who I didn't know about. And I was really keen to meet and talk with lots of travel bloggers and writers, not just cruise vloggers. And they were just fabulous. So yeah, it was very busy actually. So apologies I didn't get to all the cabin types. I know some of the other vloggers were in and out really quickly, but I had other things to do. I've never been to Tunisia, Rob. It doesn't actually appeal to me. If someone could tell me what I'm missing out on by not going to Tunisia, I'm all ears. I absolutely am. I just don't know what is of interest there for me. So someone tell me, please, and convince me. Sea Legs Begs. Why are Southampton port taxis so expensive? Uber from airport to port was £20, taxi from port. Because they can be, because they have thousands of people passing through each week. I think that's it. I mean, they will sometimes will say, oh, it's costing you an extra £5 because of the going to the port, but you don't actually have to pay any extra to get into the port. So I don't quite know what that's about. They might argue it's busier in and out. I don't know, but you're correct. Ubers are definitely cheaper. 20 years booked Queen Anne for solo clips. Fantastic. Lowdown Travel. Thank you for the shout out. Yes, definitely have to meet up again. It was lovely. Tara. Oh, Tara, you've been on your travels. Haven't you been to China? How was it? Andy can give you some Vancouver tips. That would be awesome. Katie, cannot wait to see the Queen Anne vlogs. Thank you. 2 of them are already up. Commodore Steve, Aurora. I'm not sure what we're saying there. Paul Green, sign up to Patreon, people. Can I just say, I haven't paid Paul to say this about Patreon. Sign up to Patreon, people. It's cheaper than you think, and you get all the gossip and juicy bits. You do, actually. Daniel Explore statement. I love these statements. Would love you to try an African cruise. Yes. I would love to do that as well, actually. I would be very happy, especially Norwegian cruise. I'm still looking at Norwegian cruise. I'm just waiting for the right deal. If you follow me on any of the other platforms, you'll have seen what my schedule is for the remainder of this year. It's very packed. So I'll be turning my attention to 2025 soon. I really will. I've got lots of ideas. Matthew's got his shortlist, of course. It's going to be great. William, question: when is Aurora due a refit? Do you know when? I thought it was oh gosh, is that Arcadia? I think Arcadia might be this November, October. Someone correct me. And maybe Aurora is next spring. Can someone please correct me if I'm wrong? Happy to be wrong on that. Aurora has delayed boarding Wednesday due to deep clean. Yes. Fiona, New Yorker near the Empire State Building. Okay, awesome. Oh, and one of my patrons who lives near New York is going to meet me and take me for some nibbles and a drink as well when I'm there. It's going to be so cool. Yeah, Tunisia: The Life of Brian was filmed, and Star Wars. What else? Debbie, Vancouver is a fantastic city. Loads to do. Absolutely. I've been doing a lot of research. Rucher Alex. Oh, Oh, that's cool. Going on Queen Victoria in November. Whilst you're on Queen Anne, what do you do for tips on Cunard? Do you go along with the flat rate as Cunard prefers, or tip? I go with the daily rates that they put onto your accounts, and then if I want to tip anyone else after that, that's what I would do. Tara said China was interesting. I've come back with a cold. Oh, maybe Tara, if you're on the Patreon Zoom call next week, I'd love to hear a bit about your trip that you could share with us all. If you could, that would be great. Lynn, beaches are lovely in Tunisia. Yeah, but I don't. You see, Lynn, I don't go to different countries just for the beach. If I'm going to do that, I'm going to go to the Maldives again, which has the most amazing beaches. So, yeah. Chris' question, what do you think about the new policy and bringing drinks on P&O? I mean, I mentioned that earlier. I totally understand because no other cruise lines allow it. Some cruise lines don't allow any alcohol. So as much as I've got some gripes about P&O at the moment with their poor communications and poor customer care and a lack of systems on some of their ships, I think it's the right thing to do. I was expecting them to do it. I wouldn't be surprised if eventually they phase out wine and bubbly as well. Okay, so I don't have a problem with it, and I certainly wouldn't not go on a cruise because of it. And whatever cruise lines you're going to go on, if you want to take booze on board, because as I've said, most of them don't let you do it anyway. I just the problem with it is they didn't tell people. They just, it was a leaked document, and then they snuck it into a policy without telling anyone. That's the problem. Communications, PR. No, I haven't been on a Nile cruise, Mark. I definitely would consider that. Simon and Robert, Patreon is brilliant. Well, thank you very much. Gosh, you lot. Carry on, Ken. Hi, Jamie. Oops. Sorry, Jamie. Would you consider a Costa cruise? Yes, I would. Absolutely. They've gone up in price considerably, I've noticed, over the last year or so. Please, can we have 58 more thumbs up? We've got about 20 minutes left. It would be mucho apreciado if you haven't already done that. Thank you muchly. So yes, Costa, I would consider it. Emma, we walked to Cambrils from Salute. Oh yes, Cambrils. I've been there before actually, so I'm familiar with the area. Yes, it is a lovely walk. I totally agree with you. Is it Bethy? I think it's sad MSC have removed the carousel lounge and the fantastic shows on the newer ships. Regarding Preziosa, they still got the carousel lounge on Preziosa. Are you talking about the new ships after Preziosa? Just checking on that one because I'm not quite sure. Sorry. Daniel Explores question: does Azura look wear and tear as old? Just asking for plans for future. I don't know if you saw our vlog from January when we went on Azura for our Canaries, our Hairy Canaries cruise. There's a bit of wear and tear, as you would expect, mostly in the cabins. Elsewhere, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. In fact, we really enjoyed our Azura cruise. It was in stark contrast to Aurora and Arcadia, which surprised us because we do quite like the intimate, the more intimate ships. The adults only aspect doesn't really matter too much to us, to be honest with you. I mean, I've worked in education for 300 years, so it doesn't matter too much. 25 years, is it? It's 25 years. God, I'm getting old, aren't I? It was a great cruise. Have a look at the vlogs, and obviously I film everything so you can see for yourself whether you think it looks okay or not. It's a cruise life. Thanks, Debbie. Oh, we've got conversations going on between us. I do like that. They are pretty much what I also researched. I don't want to miss out on anything major, as it would be a missed opportunity. Oh, what are we talking about there? I feel like I've missed something. Carol, I'm on crutches. Do you think a cruise would be suitable? Smaller ship, if you're on crutches, or can you use a wheelchair? Could you hire a wheelchair? It depends how comfortable you are on the crutches and how far you can walk. It's not out of the question, but you know, it depends on the ship. If you're going on a massive ship, then you could have quite some distance to walk between, I don't know, the restaurant and your cabin. So be aware, or choose a cabin that's near to whichever facilities you think you're going to use most. I've never been on crutches, so I'm giving you advice, and I don't know if that's good advice or not. I'm sure someone will tell me. Sweet Natured. You can see or hear Jamie as our special co-host on the Cruise Cast this Wednesday at 6 p.m. on YouTube for the video one and podcast platforms for this audio one. Just search Sweet Natured Cruise Cast. There you go. Oh, it was lovely talking to you both. It really was. It was funny. Loved it, loved it. Have me back on again. Give me a different topic. I'm ready for you. Love it, love it, love it, love you. Linda, go to Top of the Rock in New York. Oh, I've done that many times, Linda. I don't think you've seen me vlogs on it, but last summer, that's when I vlogged that experience, although we've done it before. But I do agree, Top of the Rock has great views. I'm actually going to go to the Edge and the Empire State Building this time. I've never done them. And just because I've done Top of the Rock 3 times now, so I wanted to change things up a little bit. Oh, look at Cruise Life. They are haying Sweet Natured and hitting notifications now. Awesome. Caroline, do you know what airlines will be used this winter in the Caribbean? I'm presuming you're talking about P&O. So they are using TUI airlines, increasingly so, but there's still another that they're working with and they haven't announced. I'm very concerned about that at the moment, given that Malif have also said they are still in talks with P&O. I'm very concerned about that. And given what I said at the start of this live, and if you missed it, you're going to want to go back to the start later and listen. Let's hope it's not them. I will never be flying with Malif ever again. I promise you that. Michelle, you missed Helen's question. Did you see the Northern Lights? No. I saw a very nice sunset, but I didn't see the Northern Lights. Tony, all cruises seem to have gone up in price considerably. I disagree with that, actually. I've seen some absolutely amazing deals on Cunard and also P&O. Preziosa doesn't have it, as in the Carousel Lounge. Okay. Preziosa being an older ship as well. Matthew, if for some reason you didn't drink, could you swap the bottle of champagne in the cabin on the Hyatt loyalty program? I've never tried to do that, to be honest with you. I think it's a very good question. What would you want it replaced with, I suppose, is the question. I think it would save them money. So I don't know, because I've never done it. I think it's a great question. I think find out, ask them on board, definitely. Devon Deck Chair, hi Jamie, I made it at last. You did. Oh, you've been working, haven't you? Last 15 minutes you said, oh, 35 more thumbs up, please. We can do it. You can do it. We've got about 10 minutes left. Sarah says, thank you for the info. Booked Harbour Hotel rooftop bar for our pre-cruise evening meal and cocktails. Ooh, I've already filmed that in a vlog before, if you haven't seen it. And Matthew and I stayed there last week, and a fresh vlog of it as well. Gosh, we love that rooftop bar. We absolutely adore it. We love the food, the service, the cocktails are splendid, the views. Oh, if you get the right evening like we had, beautiful sunset. There was a ship at Ocean Cruise Terminal. Gorgeous. Absolutely loved it. Jilly, don't forget, if you have a mobility aid, you have to tell the cruise line new laws. Yes, you do absolutely have to do that, don't you? I know a lot of people have been disappointed and missed that on the cruise because they didn't do that. Candy, you can just use room service, your bottle of booze, your cabin slightly more. Well, yeah, you can still have drinks in your cabin, of course, or you can even go to a bar and take one back. Whatever tickles your fancy, absolutely. Lucy's mum, evening, Mark and Lindsay. Good evening, Mark and Lindsay at Sweet Natured. Cruised on Borealis last week. It was brilliant. Sorry, we'll have to miss your live with Travel Blog Jamie as I'm getting to work. I don't think it's alive though. It's been recorded, and we were fabulous. Carol says, thank you for advice. Commodore Steve prefers Preziosa to Virtuosa. I think they're very different ships, actually. So Matthew and I are on Preziosa this October as she kicks off the Northern European season for the autumn. And looking forward to it very much. It'll be Matthew's first time on MSC and my fourth or fifth. So looking forward to trying a different MSC ship. Oh, I love all of the highs to sweet nature. That's so nice of you because you're lovely. You're all bloody lovely. 26 more thumbs up and I will sleep like a baby. Chris, question. I believe you've been on both Iona and Arcadia. Yes, and I have oodles of vlogs on them. If you could change anything about them, what to make it better, what would it be and why? I don't know that I would change much about them. People often talk about the acoustics in the Sky Dome. I mean, maybe because I'm half deaf, I don't really notice a problem. Oh, that's a really tough one. I can't think of anything really. I know some people say the cabins are too narrow, but I don't think that at all, actually. I love the length of the cabins there. God, that's a really good question because it's the only question I haven't been able to answer in weeks. I would like, you'll hate me for this, I want to see a couple of slides on the top deck. Ew, you do that. I love them. No, they've got crow's nests. They've got everything. I'm sure they got everything. Maybe I'd like a Chinese restaurant. There you go. Or a Vietnamese restaurant. That's what I'd like. Thank you very much. Sweet natured, God bless them, hiring all the people who are hiring them. Don't forget, solo cruisers have to pay double or more. Not all the time, actually. That's not the case on some cruises I've been on at all. In fact, my Cunard Queen Anne cruise, the 2-weeker, was not double. It's such good value. So you just have to keep hunting deals down. Yes, I know some of them are double or more, but not all of them. Steph says, we've just come home from our first P&O cruise on Britannia through the Norwegian fjords. Wonderful time. Next up, Morella Discovery 2 Med Cruise. I do like a bit of Discovery. I will be on Discovery 1 this July. Hashtag ad. I've got to put that in, otherwise I get dragged across the interweb. Oh my goodness me, we still need 24 thumbs up. Come on, you can do it, folks. We've got about 8 or 9 minutes left. William is putting thumbs up in the chat. That's very kind of you. Chaz and Dave are saying, Matthew, you could ask at the loyalty desk in terms of not having a bottle of bubbly and having something else instead. Absolutely. Simon and Garfunkel, I mean, Robert, the lifts on Arcadia gave us heartburn. Why? Why? Oh, the lift. Can I just say the lifts on MSC Virtuosa are the ones where you touch the deck you want to go to, and then it tells you which lift to go to, and you don't have to do anything else. I think they're great. I had some moaning about them, some bitching about them, and I thought, what's bad about this? It's like, it's going to tell you which lift to get in, and it's going to take you almost straight there. It's easy. I think they're great. Well, they worked well on my cruise. Beth the Hill, I'm an idiot, as in you're an idiot, not me. I was thinking of Euribia, yes. So I don't know. I haven't been on Euribia, but I've heard that they've tried to give more bar space, which I understand because there's not enough of it on Virtuosa. Difficult, isn't it? There's always something. There's always something. Okay, Rach and Gargle. What was the thing that impressed and disappointed you the most on Queen Anne? The thing that impressed me most was how it felt like a breath of fresh air from some of the other cruise lines and cruise ships I've been on. I like all the color schemes. I know it's not for everyone. I like the vibe. I like the retro, the beach kind of club vibe. As I said earlier, I love the indoor pool. I love the Commodore Club on Queen Anne. I think is the best one personally of the fleet. It's just beautiful, really lovely. What disappointed me the most? Nothing disappointed me actually. The things that have disappointed people were less storage space in cabins. I'm not disappointed by that. I think it gives you room elsewhere when it's not being taken up with storage. And on the maiden cruise, long wait times, I think, for food and some of the food not being quite up to scratch. But that I wasn't on that, so I can't comment on that at all. There was nothing, honestly, there was nothing that, oh, I've thought of something. The prom deck on Queen Anne, it's not for me. It's very narrow, not much room for chairs, certainly not for lounges. And a lot of it is blocked, actually, by safety equipment and so on. So whilst it is a prom deck, a wraparound one, I don't feel it's an overly usable one. There you go. I was glad I thought of something. But it's still a prom deck and a wraparound one. Okay. Let's see. We've got about 6 minutes left. And God bless you all. 9 thumbs up, 8 thumbs up left until I'll feel at peace with the world. Okay, other people like the lifts on MSC as well. Yeah. Commodore, need to up the game with slides, etc. on P&O. I think if you're going to appeal, you want to appeal more to families, which is obviously the direction they're heading in, then Arvia starts to bridge that gap a little bit with some of the extra facilities. But I think that kind of thing, actually, you know, they've got a splash pad, haven't they, on Arvia? And I thought that you could have monopolized on that a little bit. It's hardly ever used. It's tucked around the corner. It's very often in the shade. That could have been a much better space with some slides, etc. And also, I know some people are like, "Oh, that's an eyesore." It doesn't really matter what it looks like from off the ship. I don't see how that matters at all. I mean, I've got people saying to me, "Oh, it doesn't look like a traditional ship like Ventura." I'm like, "What? Have you seen the backside of Ventura? Has anybody seen that? That's not traditional." Give your heads a wobble. Give them a wobble. Paul Green. Hi, Lindsay Muck. Tell us more about the thin walls. Okay, that's obviously between them. Lynn says, never cruised before. Watching your videos. Thanks. Where do you think would be a good first cruise? Where do you want to go? I don't think it's about where's a good first cruise. If you're thinking along those lines, I would say, where do you want to visit? Which country or countries do you want to visit? That's your starting point. And then you can ask me, I think, about cruise lines. It depends as well. You know, are you like a party animal? Do you want it to be relaxing? Are you more about spas and wellness? Do you want it to be about the food? What are you looking for? Help me out. If I were a TA, I'd be asking you loads of questions. I'd be a terrible TA, wouldn't I? Linda, love Discovery, but they have taken the fridges out of the cabins. Nowhere to chill your water. Oh, I'm going to manage. It's all right. Jason, the Carousel Lounge on Euribia is so much better. The lounge is open all day long and the views are great. The big band in the Fab too. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Carousel Lounge on Virtuosa, if I'm 100% honest, is a beautiful space, but it's a wasted space because it seems to only get used in the evenings. So I think it's the right decision to do something different with that kind of space, personally speaking. Matthew is thanking people. Rach and Gargo thumbing up. Yay, 300. Oh, we'll be on 300. Thank you, Marissa. And also, it feels like we're coming to a natural close. I've kept up. I think, I'm really sorry if I've missed any of your questions. I think I kept up with them all. Have I answered them all? Have I missed anyone? If I have, speak or forever ever hold your peace. Oh, Vicky, thanks for recommendation about the hydrotherapy suite on Iona. Did cost £49 for 2 hours, but had the best time. It's really expensive. It's gone up like £20 in the last couple of years. It's crazy. First-time cruisers should go on longer cruises, more than 5 days. I think that's good advice. I think a first-time cruiser, 7 nights minimum. When I did my first cruise, I didn't want it to end, actually. 7 nights was like, oh, it went so fast. And then, of course, you book another standard. I'm going to just take 3 more questions and then wrap up. Kay, we were on RV in February, taking our 7-year-old MSC Virtuosa in July. His first cruise and our first cruise on MSC. I hope you enjoy that. Enjoy the water park. The adults I'm talking about now, obviously. Sarah says, thank you for another great and informative evening. Thank you for being here. Judy, and across the Bay of Biscay, I have actually normally had pretty good crosses on the Bay of Biscay, to be honest with you. Tara, still not cruised. We have 3 booked: Northern Europe on Iona, How We Found Jamie and his vlogs. Hello. Fjords next Easter, and then next August to the Med. What an NCL, great. What a lovely variety there, Tara. No more China. And there you go. Thank you. Ryan says, great live. Thank you. Lynn, thank you. Let me just remind you a couple of things. So I will be back next Monday. I'm going to be getting very serious next Monday for part of it, because I'm going to talk to you about the Civil Aviation Authority's very detailed response to Matthew and I, with their recommendations about what we do next with regards to the Malif Errol fiasco. It's very helpful, actually. And I think it will help lots of other people out there who are in the same position as us. I know for some of you are like, oh, I'm sick of hearing about it. I get it. But actually, I'm sick and tired of major companies ignoring their customers and not living by their own terms and conditions when the rest of us are expected to do that. Not having it, not letting it drop. So that's going to take a little bit of time for me to talk through. Okay. Also, of course, I've got vlogs coming out this Wednesday, this weekend. You've got the full Arcadia vlog, which was a mixed bag. Mind my face. Matthew's face. Sorry about that. I kept saying I'm going to try not to be too grumpy, because, you know, people don't want to watch me grumpy all the time. So it's a mixed bag, okay? And then I've got my Queen Anne ship tour that took me 2 hours to film and walk around. Okay. Oh, Paul and Carol clash. Oh, they're trying to clash with mine now, are they? That's very interesting, Julie. Very interesting. Ah, maybe I'll clash with theirs next time. Right. Thank you all for your support, as always. Let's see if we can do this by next Monday. That would be amazing. Maybe I'm scaring other cruise bloggers now. Maybe that's why people want to clash with me. Just joking, by the way. I get taken so seriously. All the best to you all. I'm sending you lots of love. I'm going to give you one small kiss. Mwah, and I'm going to give you this one. Mwah, and I will see you out and about online. Take care. Be good. And if you can't be, you're not going to be good. Have fun this week. See you soon. Bye, everybody. Bye.